Jerome Powell. Good old Jerome. Jerome came out today, Jerome Powell, chairman of the Federal Reserve. This is on CNBC, affirming that more interest rate increases are likely ahead as inflation is well above where it should be, his 2% goal. Inflation pressures continue to run high, in the process of getting inflation back down to stealing only 2% of your wealth has a long way to grow, Jerome said. So if I came into your home and it was only stealing 2% of your belongings, you might not notice. Frog in the boiling pot. And that's what the government is doing to you. That's what the Fed is doing to you. They're coming in, stealing, literally stealing your time and energy, stealing time away from your family, your friends, your passions, your hobbies, stealing that from you without asking you 2% a year. And in a roundabout way, they ask because you vote, and even though it might not really mean as much now, and you're more, really probably should be more voting with your wallet and voting with your feet now, and then voicing what's going on. Voting is just one part of that toolbox, because we can't even audit the votes. We don't even know what in the flying F is going on with the votes. Not one person here can actually say truthfully to themselves, look themselves in the mirror, say, oh no, I know exactly what's going on with the elections. I've audited them myself. No, because no one has. So we have to look at this as a whole. And when they're stealing your wealth from you, it speeds up your time horizon. It increases your time preference. You want to do things YOLO, because you only live once. You want to get rid of that dollar subconsciously as fast as you can. So you're thinking in terms of, when's my next paycheck? What happened next Friday? What are we doing next weekend? Instead of thinking, hey, how can I save for my retirement? Hey, how can I change the world? How can I make this place a better place than I found it? See, that's what we do when we have sound money. We think long-term, low time preference, and we are able to think. So when you have assets that actually increase in value over time, like Bitcoin, it could be gold, silver as well. Those things hedge over time. They just go sideways. And, probably real estate and stocks, you throw in there too, gold, silver, stocks, real estate, they just go sideways. And if you don't believe me, go check out our previous videos and blogs where we show you that those assets only hedge and go sideways. They crab along sideways with the currency printing. Bitcoin is the only thing, especially over the last 14 years, that has completely outrun inflation. And that's what Bitcoin was discovered to do and put together to do. And that's what it will continue to do. How the labor market is still tight, though. There are signs that conditions are loosening. Jerome, I don't know what data you're looking at, but again, here on this channel, if you're looking at this channel, Jerome, you would have seen that there are hundreds of thousands of jobs that have been lost over the last 6, 12 months. So I don't know what data you're looking at, Jerome, but the data we've been showing here on this channel, it don't look good. It don't look good. So I don't know, you're counting like triple workers, people that have 2 jobs, 3 jobs. That doesn't count, Jerome. Adding those into the rolls doesn't count. And we have here something we show all the time on our monthly portfolio allocation letter, shadow stats from John Williams, which is brilliant. And based on the 1980 version of how they calculated CPI, consumer inflation. This has inflation at a peak of about 17%. And now it's climbed back down, I guess. It's fallen back down to only 12, 13%. So government says it's 4.5 or whatever, but the actual 1980 based version, which before they started really messing with it, the government messing with it, of course, shows us that it was up at 17%. It went above. So the real inflation got above 10 in the year 99, 2000, and really never came back down other than right after 2008, 2009. And that was down there for like a year or so. And then came back up and kind of just bounced along the 10%, the real inflation. I'm not talking about nominal inflation, garbage, fake inflation. I'm talking about real inflation. And now it has gone up to 17%. And then just in the last handful of months, it's climbed the stairwell back down to about 13%. So you tell me, Jerome, what we're trying to do here. Because clearly you guys have no idea what's going on. Zero idea. And this demand destruction is going to continue because they want to shake people out of the market. Don't you find it fascinating that only the crypto banks, the venture capitalists, the crypto banks like FTX, these patsies, making room. They just, Gary Gensler in concert with Jerome Powell and all these cronies issued, served Binance, served Coinbase, saying, oh, too bad. And I'm no fan of these people. I'm no fan. But I have to be fair. I've got to be equal both ways and hold opposing opinions in my head at the same time. Don't you think it's interesting that they served those people up with lawsuits and are going after them, and then like a week later, you've got BlackRock and all these people filing ETFs. Their buddies coming in and swooping in, have been scooping up cheap Bitcoin over the last 6, 7, 8 months. They crushed everything, crushed FTX, crushed all these Ponzi's, all these garbage things, which is, fine. The markets should do that naturally, but it shouldn't be forced. That's where this demand destruction forced from the Federal Reserve is coming in. They're trying to crush these things. And I would honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I honestly think a lot of it had to do with Bitcoin. They wanted their piece of Bitcoin, and by golly, they were not gonna have retail front run them. There's no way they're going to let retail front run, just like the 90s and the dot-com boom. Same thing happened. And now we're looking at the same exact issues. They wanted to crush crypto. They wanted to scare people out. They wanted to shake people out. They wanted to get people all psychologically messed up and leave and then sell their Bitcoin to BlackRock, to Blackstone, whoever, the hedge funds, these huge asset managers, Fidelity. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. The last 6, 7, 8 months, if you don't recall, we reported on this last year too. BlackRock was coming in. They were announcing they were coming in concert with Coinbase. That same Coinbase that just got sued or is getting sued by the SEC for doing illegal things. Now they're in concert with Coinbase. A year ago, BlackRock was, and now they're filing, and they will custody their Bitcoin at Coinbase Prime or whatever. You can't make this stuff up. What am I supposed to conclude at this point? That you're all in on it together, and and all these ETFs get filed right in the same week, the same span of a couple days, and they're using the custody that's getting sued, the custody partner, the custodian. This is clown world. This is actually clown world. And if you think I'm not using my intuition, my God-given higher faculties, my 6 higher faculties to understand what the flip is going on, you got another thing coming, Jerome. You got another thing coming, government. You've got another thing coming. All of you. Gary Gensler. This is clown world. Wake up. Wake up. Stop letting cronies get away with things. Stand up and be counted. The only reason evil exists is because good people stand up and do nothing and are silent. That is it. So start vocalizing exactly what it is that's happening. Start talking to people. Start understanding what's happening and talking and making your voice known. It's the only way evil goes away. It's the only way these things change. Because we have demand destruction. They're killing your jobs. They're killing your family's jobs. They're killing a lot of people around. Just you get out of crypto. And then all of a sudden, just the crypto banks explode a couple months ago. Nothing else yet. Nothing else. What, you're telling me no other banks have underwater bonds on their portfolio? No, none? No one? Just the crypto ones did. Okay. Boy, oh boy. We live in a fascinating world. So Jerome Powell saying this remains well above. Inflation remains well above. So we're going to do this month to month, and we're probably going to raise the rates more. So just be ready. We're going to raise the rates more. We're going to crush you more. So you got those variable rates. You lock them in now. If you got different stuff. I mean, I have a variable rate. I have a bunch of fixed rates on our rental properties, selling some of the rental properties to put into Bitcoin because I'm out of this game. I'm getting out of this garbage. This is complete clown show. Complete clown show. I love it. Give me more cheap Bitcoin. Absolutely love it. Give me more cheap sats. So this is the world we are in now. This is the world we're in. The Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey says it looks like they're predicting 3.3% inflation a year from now, the lowest since March of 2021. We'll see there. But again, remember, this is slowing increases. That's all it is. They're still stealing from you every single month, every single day, all over and over again. If you use the dollar, if you use fiat currencies, you are getting stolen from. Your time and energy, you're going to work, and they're just stealing it from you without asking. They go and they take a little bit of every day. They steal it from you without asking. And they get to go do whatever they want. They get to go pay off Hunter Biden. They get to go pay off war in Ukraine. They get to go, we just heard that the Defense Department just had $6 billion just accidentally went over an accounting error, went over $6 billion extra, went over to Ukraine. How come I didn't get that? How come my tax return didn't have $6 billion extra dollars put in my account for my tax return, for my tax refund, or yours? Wake up. Wake up. This is just unbelievable. Powell noted that getting inflation lower will require slowing down the economy to below trend growth. So think about this. We have government, people, cronies, leaders that say we need to slow down the economy. We need to do worse so we can get the inflation thing down. How about you stop printing flipping currency, broham? I can't. I'm out. This is unreal. Rate decisions will be based on incoming data and meeting by meeting rather than on a preset course by data. By the science. We're going to use the science. Please share this out. I'm so sick of doing these videos. I'm so sick of talking about this for the last 20 years of my life, to be quite honest. Whatever. The poor will always be among you. I'm probably going to have to always talk about this, to be quite honest. But hopefully we don't have to talk about it as much. Please share this out. The algorithm hates truth. And the more we can share this out, the more we can share truth, and questioning the mainstream narratives, the faster we get to a higher standard of living, lower costs, more freedom, more economic prosperity for all people. For all people. Please share this out. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This is not financial advice, it's freedom advice. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. Question everything I'm doing and trust it, but verify. I appreciate you so much. I'll see you on the next one.